Hello and welcome to MyTube, the show that's not your tube, it's not their tube, it's my tube, the show where I talk into this microphone, into the camera, with you all listening, and I share my life stories and experience and opinions. At the end of the day, after it's all over, it's just my opinions, and as always, as it should be, everyone is allowed to have their own. First of all, this video is coming to you on a Wednesday because as of now, this video series will now be on my channel Wednesdays rather than Monday like it previously was. My sorry for the delay and the change without notifying anybody. But now it's gonna be on Wednesday because first of all, it's just too stressful to get it done on Monday's night. To shoot it, to edit it, and to have it up at a decent time. It's just a lot of times it can close to be for it being impossible, and it's just stressful. So to avoid all stress that is unnecessary stress in my life, because I have other stress and other issues I got to contend with, this shouldn't be that big of a deal. So to just deal with it, let's just move it up to Wednesday. So now, starting this week, this series, MyTube, is on Wednesdays. If I remember correctly, this is video 16 of this series, and we're going to talk about a lot of things. A lot of things you might not agree with. A lot of things are just comedic purposes. A lot of things, it's like, don't take this too serious. Just, it comes from my heart and my thoughts, obviously. But at the end of the day, don't take this too serious. It won't affect your life. It hardly even affects mine. So right now, let's just start by saying, guys, I'm not feeling too good. So if I look like crap during this video, it's because I feel somewhat like crap. I wouldn't say I'm sick, but I do have allergies, which sometimes makes my nose run. Hopefully it doesn't happen during the taping of this episode. I do have this Kleenex right next to me for emergencies. Hopefully I don't start sneezing during the rant, and hopefully we can get through it without a hitch. And that could be part of the reason why my hair looks all ugly and messed up. It doesn't look too pretty. And my guys, I'm still with the sleeping issues. Last night I ended up sleeping very late. I attempted to sleep a little bit more early than I usually do, because usually I don't hop into bed to go to sleep next to my wife until, I would say, usually the earliest is 4:30 a.m. The latest will be probably 5:50 to 6:12 a.m. around that span. But this time I went to bed around 2:30. No, yeah, a little bit after 2:30. So I would say right before 3, I went to bed. Couldn't sleep, couldn't sleep, couldn't sleep, couldn't sleep. Um, I'm on my phone watching YouTube videos. Hopefully that will get me to fall asleep. And at times I did feel like it's about to happen, but it just wouldn't happen. And it's not just at night. I can't sleep sometimes during the day. Matter of fact, I gotta be dead tired where I have no energy left for me to actually fall asleep. Today we did a lot. Despite going to sleep very late, I ended up going to sleep a little bit after 4:40. I'm pretty sure it was nearly 5 a.m. when I went to sleep. After hours of trying to fall asleep. Um, but I ended up, the last time I remember checking and looking at the time before I actually fell asleep was around 4:40. So a little bit after that, I fell asleep finally, and I do believe I woke up close to 10 a.m. About the early minutes of 10 a.m. From there, we went out all day. Me, my wife, our daughter. Um, and then after getting home, well, of course, we didn't leave as the second I woke up, right? Um, what did we do? I was awake for a while, but we left early in the afternoon. So like at 12 something, 12 p.m. something. I know it was before 1 p.m. We were out already of the apartment. That's not even the point of this story, so I don't know why I'm including times for that. But the point is, from 1 p.m. all the way till when did we got home? I know it was almost 7 p.m. So about 7 hours out in the streets. Um, we get home a little bit after 6:30, I believe, and I'm freaking allergic, eyes tearing up, nose running, sneezing constantly sneezing, spraying my germs everywhere, um, going after tissue, napkin after napkin. It was not pretty. Right after I got home, I just ate dinner that my wife cooked for us, and after that, it was straight to bed because I felt horribly. And right after getting to bed, after a few minutes, I was able to sleep. So let's say I will round it off. If I had to guess, I think it was before 8 p.m. If I'm correct, it was before 8 p.m. that I fell asleep. I would estimate somewhere between 7:45 and 8. Around that window, I fell asleep around that time. Um, then I didn't wake up until 10:45 p.m. and I've been up since 10:45 p.m. And when I woke up, of course, I felt a little bit better. I wasn't as allergic as I am now. By the way, if you're wondering, the time right now is 1:45 in the morning. It's officially Tuesday. Um, has been for an hour and 45 minutes. Um, but that's what I witnessed today. Again, the point of all of this is I'm very allergic. It's the season. It's the change of the weather. I always get like this during this time of the year. Um, so I'm used to it, but I still don't like it. But it's something I gotta live with. So I still gotta do this because A, I enjoy it, and B, um, it's all in good fun. And I'm pretty sure y'all enjoy watching me talk about things like this, or listening to me talk about them. Now, if you saw on my video a few videos ago, about a week ago, I bought this earpiece. What they call it, hearing aid. Hearing aid. Today, I make people concerned. So, so I'm wearing this hearing aid as you saw in that vlog that I opened up from the package and I tested out. Now, let me tell you all my first week experience with that hearing aid. Guys, it's very, what's the word? Not difficult, but not challenging. what's the proper word I can use here? Can't think of the proper word, so let me just get to the story. So right after that video where you see me open it from the package and I put it on and I test it, the first thing I notice when my wife talks to me as I wear the hearing aid, she sounds very, not robotic, but I would say she sounds like she's talking into a microphone. Like when I record my voice into this microphone and I play it back, whether I end up using it for the video or not, when I play it back, it has that sound where you know it's technical, right? So that kind of how it sounds when I'm listening to my wife for the first time with my hearing aid. Okay, so I used it that whole night. And before anyone thinks, well, why are you using it? Well, first of all, right now I don't need it because I'm not listening to anyone else talk to me. I'm just talking into the camera. And right now my wife is asleep, baby is asleep, so I don't really need to hear from the left ear at the moment. I'm just talking basically to myself, and while I record this for you all to listen to. So it's unnecessary for me to have that being used right this moment. But the hearing aid is there and I've been using it for a whole week now since I got it. Okay, so there's that. I'll get into why I decided or to get one and purchase one, and I'll get into that if I forget to get into that in this video, maybe next week or some other time if I recall that I need to go into it. Anyways, what was I saying? So I listened to my wife for the first time with the hearing aid. Okay, we cut the video, it ends there. So I'm using it all that night, right? I'm not used to it. First thing I quickly noticed, sounds that sounded very low to me or that I didn't even notice, like it background noise, like you kind of hear stuff without it. I mean, you kind of hear stuff normally, like without hearing aid, but like it doesn't stand out, for it to get your attention. But with the hearing aid, it's a whole nother story because every little sound catches my attention. Like, I don't know, it's because I'm just getting the hang of it and used to it, or because it's just loud. And I know it's like, well, doesn't it have a volume to it? And it does. It has volume up 1, 2, 3, and 4. And when I first started using it, it was on 3. And it was just here at home while I edited videos and my wife was walking around and doing other stuff and baby was awake as well. So I was using it that night. I think I didn't take it off that night until baby and my wife were in bed, and I didn't need it because I wasn't gonna have conversations, or my wife wasn't gonna be calling me from the bedroom while I'm in the restroom or kitchen or whatever the situation is. So I didn't need it. I took it off. Okay. So I used it for those 2 nights off. Then for the first time that I used it outside home was my first night back at work last week. And every night at work, I like how this hearing aid works. You get and it works my entire graveyard shift, 8 hours, and when I get home, it's still in working condition. The battery does make it from the time I leave the apartment. I leave the apartment to go to work, and it's already in my ear. It's already on, and I'm wearing it my entire working shift. Then when I get home, right before I have breakfast, it's still working, and that's when I usually take it off. and put it a charge. So my experience with it, um, the first time wearing it out in the world was just during my time at work. And keep in mind, I work at night, the graveyard shift, and I work outdoors. A lot of traffic noise, a lot of wind in the ear. Basically, in certain parts where I would stand or walk around, if it was, that's all I heard. You could literally be talking to my ear, and I wouldn't be able to hear it because the sound of that traffic, and especially when like motorcycles or ordinary cars would speed through and they make the loudest sounds that I have never noticed until now. Basically, this is the best way I can describe it. It's like when you're listening to a video, let's say on YouTube, for argument's sakes, so we don't promote other sites. And I don't want to heat from YouTube. So let's say you're watching a video on YouTube about vehicles, about cars, okay? And you have the volume high and you're listening to the video or watching the video with your headphones, and it's loud and it's super loud directly from the sounds going straight to your ear. That's how it sounds basically. The vehicle, the motorcycle could be like about a block and a half away, and I would hear it that loud, like the sound is straight in my ear. It's good for hearing wise, but those are not unnecessary sound. I mean, it's just too loud, even in the volume 2. Even in volume 2, it's just too loud. Nothing against the hearing aid. That's the point of it. I'm just saying that's my experience with it. It's too loud, the damn traffic when I'm wearing that hearing aid, and a lot of wind where I can basically, that's all I'm hearing. You talk to me, I wouldn't be able to hear you. So I don't like to really use it outdoors. I think it's more of an indoor thing, where we can have conversations indoors without a lot of wind blowing, without a lot of traffic. Unless you're outdoors somewhere where maybe in the backyard of your friend's house or mom's, um, but outside your mom's house or something where there's not a lot of traffic zooming in quickly and fast and loud, then maybe it's okay. Another thing is, at work they play a lot of music that usually sounded medium volume. Now sounds like the speakers on full blast. Just saying. And same thing when my wife puts the music up in the truck and I tell her to lower it down. So it's either turn on my hearing aid, or deal with the loud music in my left ear. So that's my experience with ear. But all in all, I do enjoy it. I can now hear my wife from farther distance as compared to before, where she could be calling up my name from the bedroom and I'd be sitting right in this very spot that I sit now, and I wouldn't be able to hear her. Now I can hear her without her having to scream and shout, and perhaps have her scream and shouts in the background noise of my videos. No, she can just talk at a normal volume pace and say, "Hey, come here," at that tone, and I'd be able to hear her as prior to the earpiece or when I'm not wearing it. If she said it in that same tone, she would have to raise her voice to get me to notice that she's calling me up because she needs something. Okay? So that's my experience with the earpiece. Let me, that's, and I'm gonna continue to use it. I like it very much. It's worth the investment, and it's good. I haven't gone to the carnival since 2008, 2008. That's 10 years. 10 years without going to the local carnival. The carnival gets here every February for, what is it, 2 weeks, I believe. Haven't gone since 2008. When I went in 2008, I was in high school. I believe I was a junior in high school. And I went with my sister and brother and their friends. And these were college people. When I paid for my entrance, I noticed two things. One, you had to pay for the entrance. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if I remember correctly, but, well, I don't remember correctly actually. I don't know how much it charges here in town. It's either $7 or $5 or something around there. And then you go in. And then you have to buy your tickets separately for the rides. Now guys, I'm not a big ride guy. Not a big, it doesn't excite me to get on rides. That's why I'm not interested in the carnival. If I'm ever interested in the carnival, is because, and now you see the allergies are coming into play. If I'm ever interested in the carnival, is for the games you can play and the food you can eat. And yeah, I would enjoy looking at the pretty lights and the rides and the Ferris wheel and whatnot. But for me to get on a ride, it's not happening. Especially now where I'm 29, going on 30. It ain't gonna happen. Okay, if I ever did go to the carnival. If I did go to the carnival, which I didn't this year, and tonight was the last night, so we know I'm not going, or I didn't go in 2019. So maybe next year. If I ever did go to a carnival, is to take our daughter, and see her go through the experience. Or maybe my wife wants to get on a ride, who knows. The point is, if I go, is to enjoy the food that I will have to pay for, and the games that I would possibly pay for if I want to win a certain thing. Maybe they have these photos of I don't know, of a Spider-Man character, picture, frame thing. I don't know what they have these days. I'm just saying. Maybe I want a stuffed animal of freaking the Flash or Spider-Man, or maybe a teddy bear for my daughter, or maybe a stuffed animal for the wife. Who knows? But the point is, that would get me in there. The games and the food. I remember the corn dogs were really good. Maybe a cotton candy. Who knows? But the point I bring is, you pay for the entrance, you will assume that paying the entrance, everything inside of it is free. I understand the food, right? Okay, the food wouldn't be free. But you will assume, okay, I already paying for the entrance. Now why do I have to pay for a game? Okay, maybe the game is understandable because, okay, I understand the game. I understand the game charging, the food charging, but now you have to pay individually for each ride by tickets. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because you already made me pay for the entrance. So to me, this is the way I look at it. I'll give you an example too. You go to a concert, any concert, Rihanna, freaking Backstreet Boys reunion, what else, Eminem, any concert you go to, right? Heck, it doesn't even have to be a concert. You pay tickets to go to freaking WrestleMania or the Super Bowl, the World Series of baseball. Freaking buy tickets to go anywhere, any show in the world, right? Go freaking pay tickets to go any show, right? Freaking it's called the circus to see clowns, whatever. Anything that's a show where you need to buy tickets. You go, you pay. Basically, that ticket, it's your entrance fee, right? It's the same thing. Your entrance fee. You go into the arena with your tickets. You already paid the entrance, basically. You go in, but now they stop you before you sit down and say, "Wait a minute. You can't see this concert. You can't see the circus. You can't see the wrestlers at WrestleMania. You gotta pay that separately." You would think that's ridiculous. Here's more of an example. When it comes to independent wrestling, you pay out front. You don't buy tickets weeks or months in advance. You just go to the armory. You pay $5. They might give you a ticket. I don't know what for. If you're about to go and sit in there anyways, but whatever. You go in there and you watch the show, or you don't have to pay for the show individually. You already pay the entrance fee. What else gets you to pay the entrance fee? I don't know. I don't go to a lot of shows. So let's say the circus. You pay the entrance fee out front. Then you enter. You don't go into the tent and then have to pay a second time to watch the show. That's my point I'm getting across. The carnival is ripping you off, making you pay twice the entrance and the ride. How about you do this? I know you want to get the most money for ride. I get it. I understand that. How about the entrance is free? Because the entrance is free to get the people there, right? You get the people there. You get the people there with the entrance being free. In my opinion, it should be booked this way. It's common sense and it's a lot more creative if you ask me. The entrance is free. Everyone will go because it's free. Even if they're like, well, I'm only going to be there, walking the ground, so I probably shouldn't go. If it's free, they'll go. Even if they're just going to be walking around with their with their best friend's child and taking care of them, whatever. They'll go if it's free, right? They're there. If they want to get on the ride, they'll spend money on the tickets, and they'll spend money on food. They'll spend money on the games. I believe this way you'll get more out of them because you're already saving them money from the entrance. Plus, you're already getting people to go there with their wallets and their money without having to pay the entrance. So let's say I go to a carnival. I pay the entrance fee like it is. But I have very limited money to pay for the rides and everything else. So most likely I'll get on less rides than anyone else. That's less money you're taking from me. Versus if the entrance was free, I would feel okay, now I have more money for rides. It's just common sense to me. I don't know why it's not that way. And it's just idiotic that it's not. Okay, I think I covered most of what I wanted to cover. Thanks for listening to this video. This is MyTube. See you guys next Wednesday now. Have a great night, y'all.